runs within the game. Like, that's confidence too. So I think you're just seeing our confidence grow at a different level than it was at the beginning of the season. I think that's what's been motivating us the most, honestly.
It's Caitlin Clark.
Her basketball IQ, her court vision, you just can't say enough about it.
Something I worry about. I think I just worry about, being in this moment, enjoying this moment, the people that I really care about, the people that I really love.
What happens when you taunt the WNBA's hottest rookie? DiJonai Carrington found out the hard way when she tried to silence Caitlin Clark. Now everyone's talking about Clark's epic comeback. Want to know how she shut down the haters and made history in the process? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. The return of Clark was only the start. Then though, her performance collapsed. In a single evening, how did she transform from a hero to a zero and back again? The response will astound you. After that swift retaliation, you would think Caitlin Clark had everything all out. False.
They were like, do you want to come? I was like, sure. I never planned on going on stage. They're like, you got to come on stage. I'm like, I don't know about that. And they convinced me to do it.
Any good shooter can really feel the ball off their hand like that. So I kind of know, and then sometimes I get ready to celebrate and fire up the crowd. And then the next time down.
The hardest task this rookie sensation has ever faced would be facing herself. Clark's explosive start abruptly stopped, and her go-to three-pointer, it was not to be found anywhere. Clark had genuine difficulties outside of the story arc. You could see her aggravation mounting as she was unable to purchase a bucket from downtown. Herein lies Clark's demonstration that she is no mere novice. Rather than pressuring those threes, she changed her strategy. Like a woman possessed, Clark began driving to the basket. She finished at the rim with strength and grace after scuttling past defenders. It felt like we were seeing the emergence of a brand new player. Clark was not merely adapting, rather she was mid-game inventing her own playbook. However, the three-point benchmark remained imminent. Though Clark was getting closer, would she be able to break through her cold streak and create history? You could cut the tension in the arena with a knife. Fans held their breath every time Clark made contact with the ball. Is this gonna be the shot? Then it took place. Clark came up from deep with the game on the line and the clock ticking down. For a seemingly endless moment, the ball lingered in midair. Make a sway, only the net. The assembly burst into applause. With 9 games remaining, Clark had just shattered the WNBA rookie record for most three-pointers made in a season. But there's still more. This was not your average record.
We navigated screens well, especially when we needed to late in the fourth quarter. We were switching well. Contesting shots and rebounding and getting stops at the end were the reason we won.
Logo threes, it's her signature. That is the most Caitlin Clark way to win a game.
At the level you feel like all the praise, like that's the same level you'll feel all the hate. So I try to stay right in the middle.
She was in a class by herself after Clark's performance. After finishing a season with more than 500 points, 250 assists, and 75 three-pointers, she became the first player in WNBA history to accomplish this feat. Give that a moment to settle in. Nobody had ever accomplished this before, not even the All-Stars or the Legends. Clark accomplished it as a novice. Consider the strain, the anticipations, the league as a whole, observing her every move. Clark exceeded those anticipations rather than just meeting them. She took the biggest flaw she had that evening and made it her greatest triumph. It was more than just a good game. It was more than just a performance that broke records. With this, Clark declared to the whole WNBA that she intends to stay. Her goal is to rule, and she's only now beginning. Great athletes change, but winning teams do too. Nobody anticipated the hidden weapon that the Fever just unleashed. What changes in their playoff hopes will this game-changing performance bring about? While everyone's attention was focused on Caitlin Clark's historic evening, another player was subtly creating waves. Now for Lexie Hull, the unanticipated hero who altered the course of the game and turned heads. Many were surprised to see Hull start in the starting lineup. Was this a brilliant move, or was it a desperate one? That was, in fact, the latter. Hull not only appeared, but also left. Now let's discuss numbers. Hull finished with 17 points, 8 rebounds, and a scorching 4 of 6 shooting performance from beyond the arc. That's not just excellent, it's revolutionary. The worst part is that this wasn't an isolated performance. Hull has been accumulating momentum for this. Recall her game-changing 22-point performance. That was only a preamble. She did more than just score this time. She controlled every facet of the match. What does this mean for Caitlin Clark? Maybe on your mind, it's actually quite easy. Clark is relieved of pressure by Hull's outstanding performance. It resembles the unexpected disclosure of a secret weapon. Opponents now have to worry about Hull in addition to trying to stop Clark. There are multiple players involved in this. The purpose of it is to showcase the profundity of the Indiana Fever. They are a team with several dangers, not just a one-woman show.
Confidence in every single person on this team, and I think everybody feels that. We have, people so supportive on the bench that when your number is called, when your name is called, and you have an opportunity to take advantage of that you have your entire team behind you.
I'm gonna do my best. I mean, it's still really hard basketball, like playing at this level. Everybody's gonna be, competing really hard coming back from the break, obviously with playoffs on the line. I think the biggest thing is just do me, have fun.
And it's what elevates mediocre teams to extraordinary ones. Consider it, it opens up the floor for everyone else when Hull is collecting boards and draining three-pointers. Clark has additional space to work. The offense as a whole begins to move more smoothly. The Fever appear to be an entirely different team all of a sudden. Let's not overlook the defensive aspect though. Hull is a lockdown defender as well as a scorer. Lexie Hull is a good defender, and she can knock down threes, and she proved it, said one insider. That's the kind of versatile player who can turn around a team. You may be wondering, is this sustainable? At this point, the question that matters greatly is that. The fact is, though, that Hull has demonstrated her abilities, even if she doesn't consistently put up these kinds of numbers. Teams needs to adjust their Fever preparation just because of that. There is more to this performance than one game. It concerns the Fever's postseason run. The team's ceiling has increased significantly with Hull showing up as a dependable option. They appear to be a squad that, should they advance, might make a big impact rather than just vying for a postseason berth. It was from laughingstock to real menace in a matter of seconds. The WNBA is talking about the Fever's makeover. Here's the crucial query though. How did a 1-8 squad become into the hottest dark horse in the league? There's more to this narrative than simply one rookie sensation, despite the fact that you might believe it is all about Caitlin Clark. The entire league is taking a second look at the Indiana Fever's stunning turnaround. Let's take a little look back. Recall the days when the Fever had a miserable 1-8 record right out of the gate. Critics were honed in, and fans were prepared to write off the season. It appeared that Indiana would be living in a basement for another year. Hold on though. In the present day, the Fever are enjoying their success with a 15-16 record. Yes, they trail the reigning champion Las Vegas Aces by just 3 games. Wow, such a boost. What then changed? From a league punching bag to a contender for the playoffs, how did the Fever change? Essentially, everything hinges on the rise of their big four. Although Caitlin Clark is a well-known hero, she isn't the only one in this Cinderella tale. The breakthrough performance by Lexie Hull was only the beginning. A quartet of talented players that the Fever have unleashed is dominating the competition. For a moment, let's speak about Kelsey Mitchell. With 23 points dropped as if it were nothing, this woman was on fire. She is the experienced leader this young squad needs, demonstrating to the newcomers how to perform on a nightly basis. But there's still more. With 10 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds, Leah Boston nearly achieved a triple-double. It is the kind of all-around game that modifies the dynamics inside the team. There are endless offensive options when your big man can pass like a point guard. How did these 4 players suddenly click? No talking.
I think for us it was just about not taking it no more, and I think it was a matter of you want to win or you don't. So.
And sometimes I don't even realize how far away I am. Like I watch it back on film and I'm like, wow, I should not shoot that shot. We've been doing like a lot of just little games. Like today we had a home run derby. Of course I won. But yeah, just like little fun competitions that, are outside of basketball where you can just kind of let loose and have fun.
Maybe on your mind, it's chemistry, not magic. The Fever have developed into a cohesive group, supporting one another's shortcomings and learning from each other's abilities. It resembles watching a real-time puzzle come together. But talent alone isn't enough. The Fever have also made some astute strategic changes. They're creating mismatches all over the court, playing to their strengths and moving the ball more effectively. It's basketball 101 done to an entirely new degree. It hasn't all been easy sailing either. The coaching choices have drawn criticism from some fans, particularly in regards to player rotations. Everyone becomes an armchair coach when the team is having trouble. You know how it goes. However, accomplishments speak louder than critiques, and as of now, the accomplishments appear to be satisfactory. Consider it. From being the league's doormat, this team is now attempting to make the playoffs. They are becoming more than just competitors. They are terrifying the best players in the league. The actual deal, though, is that the Fever is peaking at the ideal moment. They're finding their groove just in time for the playoffs, which are quickly approaching. Teams that were marking Indiana as easy wins on their schedules are suddenly making those matches a priority. You have to wonder what those early season naysayers are thinking at this point. Those who were prepared to write off the Fever are suddenly rushing to get on board.